Hi, welcome to Revelator John, another video here. Love my bikes, as everybody knows, and I've been riding bikes my whole life. But I also want to talk about different things on this channel, not only about bikes, but kind of biker's view about certain things, obviously about sports, about life, but also sort of politics and things that affect our daily lives. So one of the things that I'm really passionate about is the NHS in our country, National Health Service. You know, it's free at the point of access to everybody. Does it mean that the NHS is sometimes abused by the population? Possibly, certain sections, are overusing it. But the fact of the matter is that we've got an ageing population that's growing, and they also a population that's possibly less resilient than they were in years gone by. We've got medical advances that are just keeping people alive longer. They've got more treatments. Because medicine has advanced so much, because the NHS has advanced so much, it can do so much more for people. That's why people are living longer, they're lasting longer, they're being cured of so many ailments and diseases and things like that. And also they're able to offer more welfare things. But the problem is, it is just growing and growing, and all the demand is growing and growing and growing. So it needs to be funded appropriately. And I work within an element that is works closely with the NHS, let's put it that way, and I see this on a daily basis, and I see how funds are stretched. The government coffers are not really funding the NHS as it should be. So, there are cutbacks or services are stretched even further. There are targets that have just been ridiculous over the years, and you wonder where it's going. And lots of people fear privatisation. And I've lived in other countries where their health service is either not really existent to a certain, for the whole population, or only caters to certain members of the population, if they can afford it, if they're the wealthy, if they've got really good insurance policies, and you kind of see that happening in this country a little bit. They're privatised in certain areas of private healthcare as well. People are opting to buy that if they can afford it, but if they can't, the NHS is their only option. So don't get me wrong, there are lots of problems with the NHS, and there are lots of inefficiencies and all that kind of stuff, but there are also, an overwhelmingly amount of good that is in the NHS, and the people that work in it, the dedicated staff, whether it's the consultants, the managers, the doctors at the top, all the way through the different grades and different disciplines, whether they're, support staff, auxiliaries, porters, estates people, whatever it is, they're dedicated to, servicing the NHS and hoping that people, get the service that they need. And being a biker, you have certain vulnerability, but you're exposed to the elements, anything can happen to you. So you kind of tend to value that help if you ever need it. Hope you never do need it. The reality is, at some point in your life, you're going to need something. So having that care, that free care to anybody at any stage of your life, is so important, and it needs to be funded properly. So the government, all I can say to the government is, keep it going. We need it. Don't let it go. Don't let it die. Don't let it get privatised. Don't let it become insurance-led or insurance-based, or only for the people who can afford it. Don't lie to us. Don't mislead us about the figures either. Give us the bare facts, the right facts. Don't make it political for some political manoeuvring. The NHS shouldn't be that. It should be above all politics. It should be across parties. It should be like a unilateral agreement across all parties, across of all persuasions. You should say, right, there's one thing in this country that we can all agree on: the NHS. That is got to be, that's sacrosanct. It's got to be protected. you know, and we've got to make it more efficient, yeah, but we've got to respect it, we've got to feed it, and we've got to support it properly, you know, and we've also got to keep on engaging with the whole population so that we expect a certain delivery of service, but we as a population respect what it is and we don't abuse it, you know, because if we do and it's not supported enough, then eventually at some point they're going to pull the plug. Can't have it, you know, it can't be done, you know. We need it as a country, we need it as a people, and we need it. You can't let something that's such a beautiful thing as the NHS just go, you know. So that's my biker's view of the NHS. Yeah, very biased, I know, but that's the way it is.